Hi, good evening. Welcome to Sports Today. I am Vadarshi Gupta, and this is the big day, right? The final of the 2021 Indian Premier League. Chennai Super Kings, a few-time champions, taking on the Kolkata Knight Riders, who, of course, two-time champions. Mumbai Indians, the most successful team in the history of the Indian Premier League, with five titles. Couldn't make it to the playoffs. It was CSK, DC in the first place, of course, in the points table, RCB, and the Kolkata Knight Riders, who made it through to the playoffs. And then CSK defeated DC in the first qualifier, went straight through to the final, and Delhi Capitals, who finished on top of the points table, also lost that second qualifier to Kolkata Knight Riders after they defeated Royal Challengers Bangalore in the eliminator. And Kolkata Knight Riders' journey has been incredible. So has CSK's. We'll talk about that, of course. KKR, remember, in the first leg of the tournament, which was played in India before an outbreak of COVID cases, forced the tournament to be postponed. Later, it resumed in the UAE. KKR had at that point won only two out of seven matches. In the UAE, they won five out of the seven matches, made it to the playoffs because they had such a brilliant net run rate as well. Remember, they were assured of a playoff berth almost technically even before that game between Mumbai Indians and Sunrisers Hyderabad. And then Chennai Super Kings, last time they could not, they were eliminated before the playoffs race. And this time they are looking hot title contenders. We are here with all our four, and this tonight is special. We have four fans representing both the teams instead of the regular two. We have four from Kolkata Knight Riders and four from the Chennai Super Kings. Some of them you've already come to know on Sports Today. Abhishek, Praveen, Abhijit, they have been around. Gargi is coming in as well. She's What jersey are you wearing today? Is that a neutral jersey, or I thought you were supporting Chennai Super Kings, Gargi?
I am. I'm supporting CSK, but
Okay.
unfortunately, I don't have the jersey, so
You
I'm
don't have a
wearing it
CSK
with
jersey.
t-shirt.
Praveen should look into it. Praveen should send
Yes,
one to
sir.
Gargi because Gargi is a DC supporter, and after DC got eliminated, she vowed to support Chennai Super Kings if she came on Sports Today. Here she is rooting for Delhi Capitals. Of course, we have Anita joining us as a KKR supporter. Karandeep is, of course, rooting for CSK, as is Joel, and then Saurabh Panda as well for the Kolkata Knight Riders. Let's get this started. I know Abhishek has really, all his predictions have come true. Abhijit and Abhishek both have some very nice calculations around us. By the way, Shubha Vijay to all of you, happy Dashera. This is an incredible opportunity to catch up and discuss cricket, and what better than the CSK versus KKR final. But I'll start with Anita today. I believe it's your
Yeah,
first time on Sports Today on the show. Anita, are
right.
you based out of Calcutta? What has been your ritual like? Today's Dashera, today's Vijay Dashami
Shubho,
for
yeah,
people in Bengal
Vijaya.
and Odisha.
I
So,
have I have been born and brought up in Calcutta, and
okay.
now like I have shifted to Chandigarh. But still, that Calcutta is inside. So went to Durga Puja Pandal, had good, prayed to Ma Durga that let us dream today, and we will, I'm sure. So
Okay. Praying to Madurga for blessings. Praveen, who are you praying to for blessings for the Chennai Super Kings? I mean, they have under MS Dhoni just been spectacular, right? This is incredible.
Yes. Absolutely. I mean, first of all, happy Dasra to everyone here. I mean, this is the fantastic day. No better than this tournament of IPL. And again, I would like to say a statement here. When the Lions are pushed to the walls, their power becomes more powerful. And this is what had exactly happened with MS Dhoni and the other Super Lions. Last year, they were the first team to get, to be out of the IPL tournament. And this
Yeah.
year, they're the first team to get into the playoffs and also to the finals. I mean, this is the best team ever, which is the most consistent, of course, with all due respect to all the teams. But Dhoni has said that we'll come back, and that's what he has shown. And this is what the hallmark of a great leader and also a great team.
Abhishek Dhoni has promised he would come back, and he has delivered up to his promise. But Brendan McCullum, this was a video which went viral pretty recently in a very emotional speech to the Knight Riders before the start of this leg. He said, "Imagine holding that trophy in 5 weeks from now, and it will be a remarkable turnaround." Do you think the Knight Riders have it in them to stop that Chennai Super Kings bandwagon? Dhoni, among India's most successful captains, right? He's done everything, he's won everything, but do you think the Knight Riders have it in them to stop them?
Definitely, the Knight Riders are looking really good. If you see their last few matches, in the last eight games, we won six matches. I don't think any team has won that amount of matches at UAE. If you see that, so definitely we have the ability to win the trophy today, and I am sure we will. win the trophy on Durga Dashami and give a lot of reason to smile for Kolkata. So fingers crossed on that.
Joel, your first time on the show. This is, by the way, Abhishek, I'll tell you, he has a special talent. Two special talents. One is he raps really well. He's going to do one for us, I'm sure. Gargi is a good singer. But alongside that, Abhishek's predictions are always spot on. So when they were taking on the Delhi Capitals a couple of weeks back, Delhi Capitals were looking far stronger. KKR was just starting the second leg. He was very confident. He just said KKR are going to win. And that's what happened. Do you want to take it on and say where the Chennai Super Kings might just have the edge over KKR?
Am I the only Chennai fan who's a bit nervous because I had tweeted on Twitter before the whole saga that who was going to finish fourth, that anybody who finishes fourth is the team nobody wants to play in a final because they come with a wave of momentum. That number four is not something that, oh, they just sneaked into the last playoff spot. They've sneaked in because they've been the best in the time that was needed to peak. So I'm a bit tensed because of it. I'm hoping those knees of Varun Chakravarti don't recover today and they recover a week from now, because we need those knees a week from now. And if it's not there today, chalega. You can take a rest today. You can
Who's
celebrate
not there? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. The others were smiling.
Varun Chakravarti was limping off
Huh.
2 days back. And some magic that KKR physio has been a magician. He's put Andre Russell on the field. He's managed to put Varun Chakravarti with broken knees on the field. He's been a magician. Apart from all the great KKR youngsters that they've done and Bas McCallum has done, their physio has been one big person. So I hope Varun Chakravarti doesn't turn up today, because he's something that I could, if he was in my textbook, I wouldn't be able to read him. So I don't understand how people will read him off the pitch. So he's one player that I'm worried about. And considering predictions, well, predictions are just to be made. If they come right, well and good for you. But I hope the prediction of Chennai winning today comes true.
Okay, Abhijit, he's hoping for a KKR team without Varun Chakravarti, saying he will make it less potent. You go take that before I go to Saurav and Karandeep.
Looks like he must be not really pleased with the idea of Varun Chakravarti getting wickets each time CSK played up Dhoni. Varun Chakravarti has dismissed Dhoni a lot of time, and Dhoni is the biggest larger than life character for CSK. Maybe that could be the reason he's hoping. But challenges are not like that. I mean, two best teams, you would not. I mean, if CSK comes half prepared, I don't think it's a pleasure in beating such a side. I mean, CSK, if you look at man-to-man matching, we have our openers, they have their openers. Both are doing really well. Then we have Sunil Narin, they have Ravindra Jadeja, one spin bowling all-rounder. Hazelwood, and then here Loki, then Deepak Chahar, little bit off color, but he's as good as Shivam Mavi. He's in fact better than Shivam Mavi. And both of our wicketkeeper has not been in a great form. Dhoni has shown a glimpse of what he can do in the last match. But honestly speaking, he is not. He has passed his prime a little bit. Both are captain as well. Our captain is like a single-digit score. So I have been telling this again and again in this show that I want Evan Morgan to be the man of the match. Same goes for today as well, because this is what else could motivate him than such a big captaining for the first time in the IPL and taking the team into the final for the first time. So again, as he said, Joel said, predictions, it comes good, if don't come, fine. But I hope KKR holds their record of winning 100% final and maybe third title on the way.
Right, who knows, right? I mean, this is going to be such a tantalizing thing to watch. KKR, a lot of fans would be, I'm sure a lot of KKR fans are such massive Dhoni supporters as well. If I'm maybe, I know, maybe one of our 4 KKR fans here tonight might have been rooting for CSK just for Dhoni if had KKR not made the final. That is fandom. Karandeep, are you a Chennai Super Kings fan by virtue of MS Dhoni? Have you been associated with the city? Tell me, what is your fandom about the Chennai Super Kings?
Absolutely. In fact, when I look for my role models, I find two people topping the list. First being MS Dhoni and second being Shah Rukh Khan. So there was always that dilemma of doubt whether you should be supporting CSK or KKR for that matter. But yes, as it goes, CSK is looks like the team to win the cup from here onwards. I mean, given that it's the last match. Plus, CSK has had that edge over KKR in this particular league. If you see both the matches in the stage 1, which was held in India, and the stage 2, which was held in UAE, CSK has won both of them. So that will play somewhere at the back of the mind of KKR as a team as well. And of course, when it goes to being a fan of CSK, primarily to do with the Stephen Fleming and MS Dhoni for that matter. The way they join the team and the kind of the processes and benchmarks they've set for the team on the whole.
Right, right. No, they have set incredible benchmarks. It'll be interesting to see whether Dhoni comes back and plays the next IPL as a captain, as a player. Those would be some emotional moments as well. Sort of, Owen Morgan, there's been a lot of talk around him, talk around his form. He's led KKR to the final. Now, if he wins the IPL, we all saw the kind of stature Gautam Gambhir enjoyed as KKR captain, and even now, he's a hero in Kolkata, having delivered 2 titles. If Morgan wins that title, will he become something like Shane Warne had become for Rajasthan Royals all those years ago? An undisputed hero, despite those differences with R. Ashwin, despite some controversies. He'd be like held in and revered because Chennai and Kolkata are two cricket crazy cities, right? They are very emotional people as well. So will he be, revered forever as one of the gods of KKR cricket in the IPL?
Yeah, exactly. He will be remembered for many years to come ahead, but the legacy of Gautam Gambhir cannot be completed.
Hmm.
Gautam Gambhir set the KKR remark to the highest level ever possible. So I don't think no captain can replace Gautam Gambhir. Gautam Gambhir will be our captain forever, whoever it comes maybe.
Yeah.
Gautam Gambhir is something different, and yeah, Morgan did a really good job when it comes to captaincy, but need to do well with the bat as well because this is today is the day where the team require him most in the middle orders because if you see KKR have the problem of the middle order collapsing and no fan, not even they want a collapse on a day like this.
Hmm. But coming to obviously Gargi, there are emotions running high on both sides, and I'm sure through the course of the next 3.5 hours, CSK and KKR fans will be biting the nails off. Jay Soni has also joined us, but before I get to Jay, obviously a CSK supporter, Gargi, I know you are rooting for Chennai because the DC are out and because of MS Dhoni. Do you have something for us? Do you have a song to give us before we head into other questions and discussion? And where's your guitar? I hope you're carrying your guitar alongside.
Right here.
Great. Go for it. Let's see.
Yeah. Because I knew that I will be playing, so I kept it with me. And this song is especially dedicated to Dhoni. So I don't have a special bond with CSK, but Dhoni. So that is why I decided to play this particular song from his movie
Yeah.
MSD.
Great. Go for it.
रास्ते भागे पाँव से आगे जिंदगी से चल कुछ और भागे रास्ते भागे पाँव से आगे जिंदगी से चल कुछ और भागे क्यों सोचना है जाना कहाँ जाए वही ले जाए जहाँ बेसब्रियाँ बेसब्रियाँ Yeah. Thank you.
Beautifully done. Gargi, thank you. This is hopefully set the tone up. And like we said, we're going to celebrate cricket. We're going to celebrate the Indian Premier League. We're going to celebrate the success of each team, even Delhi Capitals, right? They did incredibly well to finish on top of the points league. This was obviously, unfortunately, they lost out those couple of games, some bad decision making, poor captaincy, poor decision from the management. But then those things happen in cricket. Jay, thank you for joining us. Obviously, rooting for the Chennai Super Kings. Now, let me just come to you straight with a fact-based question. Okay.
Yes.
Jay, why
Yes,
have you
ready.
switched your camera off? Come back, join us. You switched your camera off. We can't see you. Yeah, that's better. Okay, now see, there have been some similarities between these two teams also. Chennai Super Kings obviously number 2, KKR number 4. But you look at the batting lineup, right? KKR batsmen have the middle order. Batsmen have delivered, but both the captains have not quite led from the front with the bat. But the focus is on the openers. Shubman Gill and Venkatesh Iyer for KKR. Ruturaj Gaikwad maybe just 24 runs short of getting an orange cap, and Faf du Plessis, who's also been in brilliant form. Do you think this game could be determined by the way the openers perform? Do you think the openers could be a differentiating factor in the game tonight in the final?
As we saw in the last game, the batting of KKR is not that pretty much impressive than CSK. CSK, what we can see is from the starting order till the seventh wicket or eighth wicket, we can have a hope that CSK can do these things, whatever they want, like whatever might be the target, CSK can make the things possible. While according to the KKR lineup, the starting thing that we see is they are having an opening batsman that sometimes they play, sometimes they don't. But the consistency of Ruturaj Gaikwad, and as we saw in all the matches, that might change the scenario of today's match, and that might bring the trophy home.
Abhishek, this is critical, right? The openers performing, and um, are you? Is this something that you think as well? You know, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Faf du Plessis versus Venkatesh Iyer and Shubman Gill, and which opening combination do you think has been the more rounded? Because Ruturaj Gaikwad, he starts a little slowly, but there you have Faf du Plessis who takes the early onus, and Gaikwad once he settles in, he really picks up. And you have Venkatesh Iyer and Shubman Gill doing similar roles. Venkatesh Iyer is the more aggressive. Shubman Gill likes to play around along the ground. He doesn't go uh, completely wild and doesn't swing too much. So is that going to set the tone for the game, especially in Dubai? Because this is not Sharjah. This is a more lively pitch. The Pacers will get some purchase. There will be bounce. The ball will also come along the bat nicely. So does that make Shubman Gill more critical than to that KKR batting setup?
Yes, absolutely. I feel the strip in Dubai will be flat today.
Hmm.
I genuinely feel that. So I think it will be a batting paradise.
Right.
I would like to see which team bats first, because in a big game you always want to bat first and put runs on the board, and then you can defend that. So I think they should ideally go for that. But thinking about the both the teams, I think they would like to chase. So let's see. But I think as far as batting is concerned, Ruturaj Gaikwad and Faf du Plessis, actually they are very good batsmen, no doubt about that. They play spin very well. But on the other hand, if you see Shubman and Venkatesh Iyer, they are always ready to play their shots, and they are very fearless. Their approach is very, very fearless. That's the thing which makes KKR a very dangerous side. And I'm sure today they're going to show that to CSK.
Right. Harnam Kaur, in fact, she's been with us on several shows on Sports Today. She's saying MSK or MSD all the way, CSK all the way. I don't know why is Harnam not on the show. She's not what she joined us, right? It's CSK at the moment currently outnumbering KKR. It's 4 to KKR, and Gargi has also thrown her weight behind the Super Kings. But Praveen, talking of batting lineups, yes, CSK has struggled with the middle order. The openers have done well. Luckily for you, Robbie Uthappa got runs the other night as well in the first qualifier. But is that a cause for concern somewhere? You look at CSK and you think, look, if the two openers don't get off to a flyer, couple of early wickets, and then there is a lot of pressure because Ambati Raidu, MS Dhoni, and Boria has made a couple of very important points, among them being the fact that batsmen who do not play international cricket regularly clearly struggle on the front. So that way, are you a little worried what happens to the CSK lineup after the openers depart early, in case the openers depart early?
Definitely not. So the thing is, there is absolutely. I mean, in my view, there is no pressure as such. The reason being is we have seen Uthappa the way he has played in the playoff one. That in itself is an indication in the form he is in today. But while I mean, my perspective is a bit different, to be honest here. See, this is IPL finals, the best cricket league in the world. And this to get into the finals, it demands consistent performance, and the two best teams are in the final, CSK and KKR. The past performances doesn't matter today, while the form matters. The toss, we might speak about the toss, the pitch, the dew, the conditions, chasing for batting first, whatever. But I strongly feel the team which handles the pressure better is the one who's going to end up on the winning side. If I take the playoff one and playoff two, both the teams are almost in, I mean, a bit of opposite poles during their playoffs. While Dhoni
Yeah.
has entered the pitch, a bit of dicey situation, a bit of seesaw game between Delhi and CSK, where Dhoni played a major role in taking the match into CSK's kitty. But if you see on the playoff two, I mean, KKR require around, I believe, 13 runs out of 25 balls with 9 wickets in hand. I believe a bit of pressure has actually got into them. And if not for that
Yeah.
six in the last over, right? I mean, probably KKR would have ended up on the losing side. So this clearly shows pressure matters a lot. And the one advantage with CSK is experience. Of course, they are called the dad's army, and there is no replacement for experience. and add to touch a bit of exuberance, and that's what we call it a whistle photo performance. So
Absolutely. No,
honestly
this is
speaking, I'm
this is
yes,
yeah, this is
yes,
about so much about youth and exuberance as well for the Chennai Super.
absolutely,
That's where MS Dhoni comes into and plays such
absolutely,
a vital role. But Anita,
right.
tell me something. You were born and brought up in Calcutta. You obviously have close roots. But what is your emotion about MS Dhoni as well? Does it sometimes happen that MS Dhoni is an India captain first off, former India captain? But does it sometimes happen? Oh, boss, you know what? We are running against MS Dhoni. Even if we lose, obviously we'll be heartbroken. But then it's okay. It's MS Dhoni. Does that sometimes play on as a fan for you?
Yeah, like being a cricketer, like cricketing fan, right? So it's like you always know what Dhoni is. Like he can turn anything like a losing game into a winning game. So being like we love Dhoni, but coming into this IPL scenario, obviously you know that you are supporting KKR and they have done their performance quite well. So we support Dhoni when he plays for India, but right now, I think no, we want KKR to win, and we are totally for KKR. So we will be heartbroken if KKR doesn't win this match, no matter who else is in the opposing team right now.
Okay. Currently, this is look. Boria made a very interesting point. He said he was speaking to Harbhajan Singh, and Harbhajan had told him before the second leg of the IPL started. He said, "Dada, you watch my word, and you see KKR will reach the final. They'll probably win the trophy as well." And Boria could not believe it, and he said as much on a show just a couple of nights back. He said, "I didn't believe Haji first, and they've done it." Is it something that you'd be more wary of? Is this a more dangerous opponent? Because CSK made it to the playoffs, they were the first team. They were the first team, obviously, to reach the final. Would you have rather, let's say, face DC or RCB, taking nothing away from them? But does this rebound make the Knight Riders a more dangerous unit, in your opinion?
See, momentum is one thing. I mean, of course, it helps you out mentally, but when it comes to D-Day, a lot of things can change your momentum in a couple of minutes. Like in a couple of minutes from now, we'll have a toss. So maybe if the captain thinks about losing the toss or maybe not getting his preferred thing for the team, whether bowling or batting, in that case also the momentum shift may happen. Plus the fact that KKR is coming after playing two matches in Sharjah and Chennai played their last match in Dubai itself and the final today is in Dubai itself will give an edge to obviously, I mean, CSK for that matter. But yes, momentum is a very dangerous thing. But it's not that the Chennai is not carrying that particular momentum. Chennai also has that momentum, and all their boxes have been ticked, right from openers to a middle order in certain cases. Like in last match, we saw Thappa coming good. We've seen Raidu coming good in the first phase of IPL. Moeen Ali was very good in the first phase. Jaddu was almost the best finisher in the first phase. MS came good in the last match. So all those things are there, and Shardul, of course, has the knack of picking wickets when nobody expects him to. So all boxes are ticked for CSK for that matter. But like you said, momentum obviously is a dangerous thing, and but I believe it will be even Stevens when we talk about momentum.
Okay, Abhijit, momentum, what is more important to you? Winning games on the bounce or playing in the same venue where you played the first qualifier? Yes, Sharjah and Dubai, different conditions, but before I tell you what Matthew Hayden said on the pitch report, what would you prefer? Winning momentum or just playing in the same venue despite losing a couple of extra last league games? You're mute. You're on mute, Abhijit.
Yeah, to be honest, both, and more than that, the team which peaks at the right time in the IPL, they end up winning the tournament. And I mean, when I say a team is peaking, it means they will adjust, they will adapt to the conditions very well, be it Dubai or Sharjah or Abu Dhabi. So KKR has peaked at the right time. That's why the momentum is there, and we won in Abu Dhabi. We won at Abu Dhabi. We won at Dubai. So and we were forced to play Saqib Al Hasan because of injury, not because of condition. So I mean, there was once a legend, Ravi Shastri से pitch को निकालो, बीच भाड़ में जाए. हम ऐसा player, हम ऐसा team बनाएंगे जो 20 wicket ले सके test में. To be honest, I do believe this KKR unit is like that, because if it is Dubai, they will. If Russell is fit, they will bring him. Otherwise, we'll also. I mean, they might look for a slight chance. They might look for ban cutting, but it is not going to be possible. But KKR has the backup. And to be honest, I got a message from Ashish like I have been eating something, so he scolded me literally. The thing is that I can't take it when KKR starts batting, and I have been eating same food since all the matches of second leg. And it's raining a little bit, and it came to me very late during the show. So I'd like
You
to
have got
apologize.
eating the same food throughout the second leg of the
Throughout
IPL.
Yeah, because I can't. I mean, the pressure is such now because I mean, Chennai fans are everywhere. Chennai fans are everywhere. I'm sorry to say I'm a KKR fan, but you'll find Chennai fans. There is one on top of this room, one side room. I mean, if KKR lose somehow, they will make my life miserable. So that's
Okay.
why I was sitting like this and having one, two bites. I mean, this won't look good on this show, but I have been eating same food in the sandwiches. The sandwiches I have been eating same since KKR started playing in the second leg, and they have been
Arey,
doing good.
Abhishek, if
So
KKR win tonight, send Abhijit some sweets and biryani from Kolkata. Enough of sandwiches for him. Joel, are you going to make his life miserable if CSK win tonight?
No, I'd be more interested in celebrating it.
Okay.
Because see, we've been talking about a lot of players and we've been discussing, okay, someone was good for CSK and all that stuff. But what I'm really looking forward to in today's match is especially that one player, Moeen Ali. Uh, the poor guy has been made to shift places. Unfortunately, the one who's come in his places at three has done well or reasonably well for him to go down. And MS said at the press conference on the during the qualifier one after the game post
Yeah.
match that we leave it to God. If MS Dhoni decides to leave players to God, then I don't know what other captains are deciding to send which player at what time. Because I looked at the pitch report, to be honest. I think you also mentioned that you would be talking about the pitch report. And both Simon and Matthew said that it's a belter of a pitch. Bat first,
Right.
get runs on the board, and then leave it to your width. But I feel Moeen Ali is that key player today. Look at that KKR batting lineup. I'm assuming Shakib plays because
Yeah.
I hope KKR don't fix what is not broken instead
Right.
of putting a 70-80% fit Russell. I don't know. I'm just speculating if it's 70 or 80%. We'll get to know in say in a couple of minutes more. But Moeen Ali becomes a massive factor with those left-handers, and since Dubai is way bigger than Sharjah,
Yeah.
so he's that key player who will be there for Chennai when he's bowling. At the
Yeah.
same time, Moeen Ali becomes massively important with the bat because he's the one who's that accelerator. Your Indian players are more of those grafters and they'll pick their slots, pick a boundary shot. But Moeen Ali is one who can stand at one place, pick the fast bowlers up with a high backlift,
And deliver the
pick
big
the
shots.
spinners as
Yes.
well.
And that's where they have Faf du Plessis is going to be critical as well. But
Yeah.
Saurav, I'm glad you mentioned Andre Russell, Joel, because this was my next question. That's what Matthew Hayden is saying as well. That this looks like a belter this pitch, and he thinks 170 up front should look like a winning score. Batting first in a final would be preferred. I mean, yes, most teams will prefer to defend scores here. So this is this Andre Russell conundrum versus Shakib Al Hassan because Shakib has done well, especially in Sharjah. But this being Dubai, bigger ground, flatter pitch, more pace on the surface. Would you rather get an Andre Russell? There's a school of thought which also says, why fix it when which is not why fix something which is not broken, like Joel said. But would you be tempted to get Russell in for that extra power down the order?
Yes, obviously. Any day, I'll prefer Russell over anyone. So the kind of power Russell have, he can obviously send the ball from Dubai to Abu Dhabi. So the ground doesn't matter for him. The shots he plays is quite powerful. So on this big day, big match, the big man required the most for the KKR
Right.
in
May
today
Right.
I add
playing
something
11.
here? May I add something here?
Sure, sure.
There's
Go on.
one
Sure.
point, there's one example. Marcus Stoinis. He was unfit throughout the second leg almost. He came into
Yeah.
the game in the qualifier. It's the same school of thought. One additional bowler gives you an additional batting option, which is much more internationally recognized. But he was made to bat at three. And you
Yeah.
could see the struggle. You could literally see the struggle of Marcus Stoinis, especially on a slow pitch. I
Yeah.
don't know whether Andre Russell will have that kind of a struggle on a much better pitch like this, but I think that is one thought that you have to keep in mind that someone who's not played
Yeah.
throughout is being suddenly put in such a big game.
No, I doubt that
Exactly,
will happen as
exactly.
well.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
the kind of pitch Sharjah have, it was quite difficult for a new batsman to go in and score run so suddenly. But this pitch is actually, as you said, batting paradise. So it will actually help for Russell because Russell don't look for singles and doubles. He look for only boundaries.
Yeah, no, and that's definitely a valid point because would you rather Abhishek trust a player who's not played the last 5, 6 games and ask him to go straight into the final? But moreover, Russell is not going to bat number three. He's not going to get. He's not going to bat up at number four. He'll be expected to come in and go slam bam at number 6 or 7, where you're probably looking to push. If 170, 175 is par, you're looking to get 190, 195, and that's where Andre Russell could make a difference. I get Joel's point is very valid, but do you think that there is still room for Andre Russell in the final, despite Shakib having done nothing wrong?
I think today if Russell is fit to bowl, then he should play. Because simply Dubai is a batting paradise. If you have seen the last year, the last game KKR played in Dubai, Morgan was the man of the match. Russell came, tonged the ball, and we got Rajasthan all out. So I am sure today also we will leave Dubai on a high and win the IPL trophy back to Kolkata. And I have also wrote a poem today for KKR.
Yeah,
So I
but
will
before
recite it.
we come to that, Abhishek, but there's some breaking news on the toss front. The toss has happened. Kolkata Knight Riders have won the toss and they've decided to bowl first. So Owen Morgan says the wicket looks good but dry, but with you expected later on, he wanted to bowl. In fact, we're now waiting to see whether Rondé Russell has been included in the team. We'll
No, he's
come to the
not
playing
playing.
11.
He's not playing.
He's not playing. He's not playing. So there you go. They're going in with an unchanged 11 for sure. Abhishek, yes to you for your point. Yeah.
Okay, I will start.
Yeah.
दशहरे का दिन आज होगा हमारे नाम, हासिल करने चले आईपीएल आज की शाम। केकेआर को मिला है बेशुमार प्यार, इस बार माजी बाजी मारने को है तैयार। शेरों की गुफा में दहाड़ेंगे आज, छीन के पहनेंगे आज सर पे ताज। जीत का सिलसिला आज रहेगा जारी, आरसीबी डीसी के बाद आज आया है सीएसके की बारी। राहुल के छक्के ने भर दी जोश, आज फाइनल में उड़ा देंगे सबकी होश। 2012 का यादें आज फिर से करेंगे ताजा, सीएसके को हराने का है अलग ही मजा। रह जाओगे तुम ट्रॉफी से दूर, क्योंकि आज हम जीतेंगे जरूर। दुर्गा माँ का आशीर्वाद है हमारे साथ, आईपीएल की ट्रॉफी आएगा कोलकाता के हाथ।
All right then, beautiful. Praveen, do you have a response to that? You can, I mean, you can choose to respond in Tamil or English, whatever. If you're not comfortable with Hindi, but do you want to respond to Abhishek's war cry before the toss, before the final gets underway? 28 minutes from here.
No, I mean, as I said earlier, it's like with all due respect to everyone, of course, every team will support their own team. There's nothing wrong in that. So me being a hardcore Dhoni devotee and a CSK for life, of course, every vein of my blood, I mean, every vein, the way the blood is flowing in my body says it's only CSK and Dhoni. So absolutely due respect. But again, trust me, see, as I said earlier, yes, KKR won the toss now. They choose to field the due, whatever it is. The one who handles the pressure better is the one who's going to lay the hands on the cup. And trust me, it's CSK and Dhoni. There's no better person than Dhoni who stays calm. There's no better person than Dhoni who's got the maximum experience. And mind you, today it's the 300th match for him in as a T20 captain. And also, this is the ninth. If I go by numbers, right? If I go by numbers, today is, I mean, this is the ninth final for CSK. And it's been 9 years since CSK and KKR has fought in the final, something 9-9. So CSK is going to win now. And today is also 15th October. If you add 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 0, it's 7, which is Dhoni again. So this is what my 7, and CSK is going to win it.
Abhishek, there is somebody else as well who remembers those numbers and he finds reasons for stars to align.
See,
We'll come to that. Yeah.
CSK has got a hat trick of losses before the last game, if you see. And
Yeah.
all the losses came while chasing.
Hmm.
And today KKR are chasing. So we are going to win it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. This is like I said. This is a pretty fast pitch. This is a batting paradise. Is what Matthew Hayden is saying. It's a belter. Anita, your expectation now. KKR bowling first. What sort of total would you be comfortable chasing? What sort of total would the Knight Riders be comfortable in chasing? Given the fact that the middle order is also in decent form, better than the CSK batting lineup, and the openers. Two openers have been just your stars through the
Right.
campaign, second leg of the IPL.
I think I'm quite disappointed that Russell is not playing, which I was expecting. But then I think 170 plus or 180, I think that will be fine enough if it comes to chasing. And the last game, I think that was quite good that happened. That we were in the last over and we were, now they know what they need to do and what they don't need to do. So pretty sure they'll manage it anyhow. 180 for me, I think it will be fine. Good enough.
Right. Right. Gagi, nervous? Chennai Super. Okay, I think, Gagi, can you hear us? Yeah. Are you nervous with the toss? KKR have bowling first, which means they'll be chasing, and the Knight Riders have that batting lineup, which is looked so explosive through in patches.
No, I think it's a good decision that they decided to bowl first. Chasing is always something that I think is a better option, because then they can come with that mindset that this is the target, this is what we have to chase. So I think it's good.
Yeah, but the Knight Riders are chasing. So would you? That's what I'm saying. Would you be more nervous with the Knight Riders chasing and the Super Kings
Oh,
defending?
oh, no, who has won the toss and who's bowling? I think I.
KKR have won the toss and they're bowling.
Oh, acha, KKR has won the toss. Okay, I
Yeah.
thought
Oh,
CSK
you thought
won the
CSK?
toss.
No,
Oh, shit.
no. That's why I asked if you were nervous. KKR have won the
That's
toss, and that's
very.
why I said because of the lineup that they have and the way they chased it down the other day on a sluggish pitch. Of course, there was a stutter down the order, but Shubman and Venkatesh were supremely good with that opening stand. So that's why I'm asking if you're a little nervous. Does your answer change now? Now that you know the Knight Riders have won the toss and KKR are chasing.
Definitely, it's like literally the other way. So Night Riders are a little ahead of us, I think. But I really hope that Abhishek ka prediction it doesn't, uh, touch na ho jaye. That's what I really want.
Chalo, theek hai. That to we'll figure out before after the show. But before I come to you with all of you, maybe give me one player that is going to stand out. But before that, I'll quickly go through the playing 11s for Chennai Super Kings and KKR who are one change. KKR, Venkatesh Iyer, Shubman Gill, the openers, Nitish Rana, Rahul Tripathi, Owen Morgan, the captain, Dinesh Karthik, the wicketkeeper, of course, Shakib Al Hassan, Sunil Narayan, Shivam Mavi, Varun Chakrabarti, and Lockie Ferguson. For the night ride, for the Chennai Super Kings, it's Ruturaj Gaikwad, Faf Duplessis, Moin Ali, Robin Uthappa, Ambati Raidu, Ravindra Jadeja. At 6, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. 7, the captain and wicketkeeper, Dwayne Bravo, Shardul Thakur, Deepak Chahar, Josh Hazelwood. So obviously, KKR have just those two seamers in Lockie Ferguson and Shivam Mavi. Quickly, I'll start with you, Abhishek. I'll go in order of the frame. Abhishek, your choice for man of the match.
Owen Morgan. Today is his day, and the pitch will be assisting him. So definitely today he will be the man of the match.
I'm assuming, Abhijit, you are also saying Owen Morgan because you have stressed on Owen Morgan for a while now. Okay.
Yeah, and also 2012 we won Manvinder Bisla M. 2014 we won Manish Pandey again M.
Yeah.
So it could be another M today. Not Mahendra Singh Dhoni, but Morgan for sure.
Yeah. All right. Ravi?
I strongly feel it might be Raidu today.
Okay.
Raidu.
Anita, who are you going with?
I think it will be Iyer because he's a quite good, informed batsman right now. So I think he'll definitely make a good score.
Okay. Joel?
Moin Ali.
Moin Ali. Saurav, what about you?
Sunil Narayan.
Sunil Narayan. So 2 Morgans from KKR. There's one Venkatesh Iyer and one Sunil Narayan. Gargi, your call for the Chennai Super Kings, I'm assuming.
After seeing the last game, I'm really hoping for MSD, even though he's going on number 7th, but still.
Right.
I'm really
Okay,
hoping that we get to see another great game from MSD before this IPL wraps up.
Well, I can
I
tell you
hope they
what.
start giving man of the match for captaincy. Not for batting, bowling, and fielding. They start giving man of the match for captaincy.
You never know. You never know. Make some startling decisions, and you won't put it past MS Dhoni, right? 3 or 4 great catches, some great captaincy decision if Chennai Super Kings win. Who knows? Who knows? You never write anything out with cricket, and as far as MS Dhoni is concerned, you never do that. Of course, the Kolkata Knight Riders have been very, very impressive, just as impressive in the second half. We'll come back with more. We'll come back with all our fans. Gargi too, who is now rooting for the Chennai Super Kings. Anita, Abhishek, Abhijit, Praveen, Saurav, Joel, Gargi. Thank you so much for joining me.
So,
I'll see you
if you
guys
have 10
back
seconds,
after the
please.
game. All the best to both of you. Both
If you have
both
10
sets of
seconds.
fans. We'll see how that goes. Yes, I can see. I can still hear some chatter in the back end. But yes, this is fun. This is going to be a great evening as we proceed to the final, which is about 21 minutes from now. 4 hours from now, we'll have our champion, either Chennai Super Kings or the Kolkata Knight Riders. Whatever it is, we'll celebrate cricket. We'll celebrate the IPL. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a
Rashid,
great
if you have
evening.
10 seconds, please. Sorry.
Sorry, what was that? You say somebody saying something?
Yes. I mean, if you have 10 seconds, please. Only 10 seconds.
Yeah. Go on.
No, because I've also got a poem for Dhoni and CSK. It's only for Dhoni and CSK. Okay.
Sure.
I'll just quickly read
Yeah.
out. So
Yes,
CSK and
please.
Dhoni are always there for us, front and rear. We, the fans, are always ready to take anything and bear. You have given us a super pride to wear. We will
Yeah.
always be there to support you in any gear. Our love for you has got no boundaries, we swear. The feel of love is there in every happy tear. The strength of our love is always there to hear. We support our CSK and Dhoni with no fear. Thank you for always being with us so near. We will keep loving you round the year. We love you so much to the core, our dear CSK and Dhoni. All the best for today's final. The cup is ours.
Oh, beautiful. On that note, please do subscribe to Sports Today. We'll be back with more. This is what sports is all about: celebrating the players, celebrating the fans, the two most important stakeholders of any sport. Thank you so much for joining me. Do subscribe to the channel. You know where to come back after this game. Have a good evening, and may the best team win. We wait and watch. Thank you.
Thank you.